How's it, guys? Welcome back to the Golfing Gods fitment facility at Pearl Valley, and today we are going to test two drivers, which is the Ping G430 9-degree LST low spinning technology versus a Callaway AI Smoke 9-degree triple diamond low spinning technology, and we're going to use the same shaft in these two heads and see what the differences are. Okay, test pilot. So you've got the Ping G430 there, and you're using a Fujikura Ventus TR6X blue shaft. Great. Give it a couple of hits and let's see what happens here. Okay, so you've now got the Callaway triple diamond. Great. With the blue same shaft, give it a couple of hits. Let's see what we get. Okay, so now let's have a look. So the top row is the Ping G430. The bottom row is the Callaway triple diamond. Again, they're both low spinning heads and they're both current model. We've got the Ping carrying at 239.7 yards. This is at sea level indoors, so there's no wind or anything like that. The Callaway is 10 meters further in raw carry. They're both rolling similar distance, so that's negligible. The total yardage, the Callaway is 10 meters longer. If we look at clubhead speed, there's a massive difference in clubhead speed. Why that is, I don't know. Possibly the Ping is feeling a little bit heavier for the player. Ball speeds only 3 miles up on the Callaway, so the shaft is pretty stable, and we can see that shaft is consistent. If we look at the spin numbers, the Callaway spinning 300 less, which is great at these swing speeds. So probably the Callaway is a lower spinning head than the Ping's low spinning head, and that's where we're getting the yardage from. If we look at the launch, very similar. There's less than a degree in it, so they're coming out with a very similar launch window. So it's not that the one club's launching way lower and we're getting yardage out of that. Now let's go and look at. Okay, so let's look at the dispersion, because it's one thing to hit a club 10 meters further. We don't want to be having a worse dispersion pattern. So as long as our dispersion doesn't get worse, we're okay to hit longer. So the Ping is the blue circle, the Callaway is the purple. What's good about the Ping here is that these 5 shots are all in the same line, so it's very consistent in terms of where it's landing. So you know when I hit my Ping, this is how far I carry it. Let's go and have a look at the Callaway, which we know is 10 meters longer, and we can see it's 10 meters longer. And in fact, the dispersion pattern of the Callaway is slightly tighter than the Ping. So for this particular player, the Callaway is a little bit straighter, tighter dispersion, and 10 meters further in raw carry, and that's with no wind at sea level. So if we add a little bit of wind to this equation with less spin, almost 10% less spin, it's going to go even further than the Ping. In windy conditions, and the dispersion is still going to be better because of your side deviation. So for this particular player, the Callaway low spinning head outperforms the Ping low spinning head.
Both these drivers I really enjoyed hitting. The problem is, what I found with the Ping, and we'll look into it, is when I was swinging it, I was missing everything right, and I just found it felt very, very heavy. With the Callaway, I was hitting it again, and when we saw the numbers, my clubhead speed was way up. It just felt a lot lighter. So I think the best thing to do would be to put them on a scale to see if my feeling is correct. The Ping, great driver, felt a bit heavy for me. The Callaway was just the right weighting for me.
So what got us thinking was, why is the clubhead speed so much higher with the Callaway over the Ping? These are both low spinning heads, top of the range heads, current model. And in our experience, we know if you lighten the overall weight of the club, your swing weight decreases and the person picks up swing speed. And a mile is 2 meters of raw carry. So we're going to weigh them now, and we're going to see what the difference is. So let's weigh the Ping. And if we weigh the Ping head with its standard weight in, we've got 203 grams. Right? Let's weigh the Callaway now and see what we get. And the Callaway comes with a 14-gram weight in, and in here we've got a 6-gram weight. So we've only taken off 8 grams in the Callaway head. So we're hoping to see an 8-gram difference here. What do we get with the Callaway? 180 grams. So the Callaway head is way lighter than the Ping. But let's do this. Let's take the weight out of the ping, so it's got no weight. And let's see what weight we get with this ping head. Because you have to have a weight in it to conform. Right? Let's have a look what this weighs without the weight in the head. And we're still heavier. So the ping without a weight in its head is still heavier than the Callaway, which means it doesn't matter what weight kit you put in this ping, you won't get it lighter than the Callaway, which means the Callaway is always going to have a higher club head speed than the ping. Now let me show you something else. Because you have to have a weight in the driver, otherwise it's non-conforming, we've now put a 2 gram weight in the front, okay, so we've made it even lighter and it conforms. Let's see what weight we get. 176 grams. Thank you.
So guys, if you enjoyed the test, subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and if you want to see any tests, just DM us and we'll get them done for you. Happy hunting.